LiberalViewer presents.
So, Senator Bernie Sanders deals with the label of himself as a socialist. Apparently, according to the question from Chuck Todd, you'll see he's been shying away from being a socialist and calling himself a progressive, and he kind of denies that, and you'll see he calls himself a democratic socialist and not a capitalist, which I'm not sure that's the best terminology to use, as I'll discuss after you watch that clip over here.
All right, you joked about the idea when people call you a socialist, you say, yes, I'm going to make everybody wear the same color pajamas.
Especially you.
Especially me.
I have a pair of pajamas just for you.
I hear you. And then the other day I noticed you said, you know what? Don't use the word socialist. I'm gonna say I'm a progressive.
No.
Are you pushing back on the idea,
not at all.
or you embrace I'm a European socialist?
Look, when one of your Republican colleagues gets on the show, do you say, are you a capitalist? Have you ever referred to them as capitalist?
Yeah. Are you a capitalist?
No. I'm a democratic socialist. But what I mean is I've been elected as an independent throughout my political career. I am running now in the Democratic nomination process and will support, I hope to win, I expect to win. But
you'll support the Democratic nomination?
I will.
Now, I don't know why it is that Bernie Sanders is shifting between socialism, democratic socialism, and progressive, apparently, which isn't a word that I like to use. I'm liberal viewer. I like the word liberal, but the word socialism, as I've talked about on previous shows, actually means government or collective ownership of the means of production. That's traditional socialism. Democratic socialism, that's a more nebulous term, and the way I've heard Bernie Sanders talk about it in terms of a greater social safety net, free college education, single-payer health care, and, progressive taxation, more taxes on the rich. That's redistribution of wealth through a progressive tax system. None of those things are actually government ownership of the means of production. Even a single-payer healthcare system, if the hospitals are privately owned and they pay doctors, unless all the hospitals are owned by the government and all the doctors are employed by the government, even single payer is not socialism. For socialism, you have to have like Amtrak, where the government owns the trains. So democratic socialism is what I think is actually mixed capitalism. It's capitalism with a robust social safety net, and I think it's not a good selling point to call it democratic socialism. I think calling it mixed capitalism is better than democratic socialism. I think it would sell better to the American people in a general election, but that's my opinion. You can let me know what you think down in the comment section. Should Bernie Sanders call himself a democratic socialist, a mixed capitalist, or something else?
YouTube, you decide.